You felt it the moment they walked away. The silence, the empty space where their presence used to be. And you told yourself it was over. You believed they moved on. But here's what nobody tells you. They didn't forget. They've been watching, calculating, waiting for the exact right moment to come back. And that moment, it's closer than you think. But there's something they realized about you that changed everything. Something that terrifies them more than losing you ever did. This video will show you the exact turning point when they understood your worth. The moment their certainty cracked. The fear that keeps them from reaching out, even though every part of them wants to. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will shift how you see everything that happened between you. Let's start with the first realization. The moment you stopped chasing. They expected you to break. To text at midnight. To show up unannounced. But you didn't. You went silent. And that silence, it wasn't what they planned for. See, they left thinking they had all the power, thinking you'd crumble without them. But instead, you rebuilt. You focused on yourself. You started healing. And they noticed. They always notice. Because silence speaks louder than 1,000 desperate messages ever could. It told them something they weren't ready to hear. That you're stronger than they gave you credit for. That maybe, just maybe, they made a mistake. Here's the question. Have you felt them lurking, checking your posts, asking mutual friends about you, showing up in places they know you'll be? It's not random. It's fear disguised as curiosity. And what they're really asking themselves is this: did I lose someone irreplaceable? Now, the second realization. They watched you thrive. Not just survive, thrive. They saw the version of you that existed without them. The version that laughed louder. The version that tried new things. The version that didn't need their validation to feel whole. And it shattered their narrative because they told themselves you needed them, that you couldn't be happy alone. But you proved them wrong without saying a single word. And that's the part they can't forget. You didn't become bitter. You became better. And deep down, they know they lost access to the best version of you. But here's what's fascinating. This realization doesn't bring them back right away. It creates something else. Fear. The fear that they're too late, that you've moved on completely, that someone else sees what they took for granted. And this fear, it paralyzes them. They want to reach out, but they're terrified of rejection. Terrified that you'll look at them the way they once looked at you, with indifference, with closure, with peace. Let me share a story. There was someone who left thinking the grass was greener. They moved on quickly. New relationship, new life, but something felt off. Every conversation felt surface level. Every moment felt like a performance. And late at night, when the distractions faded, they thought about There was someone who left thinking the grass was greener. They moved on quickly. New relationship, new life, but something felt off. Every conversation felt surface level. Every moment felt like a performance. And late at night, when the distractions faded, they thought about the person they left behind. The depth, the understanding, the way that person loved without conditions. 6 months passed, then a year. And one day they saw a photo. That person, glowing, genuinely happy. And it hit them all at once. They didn't just lose a relationship, they lost a home. But by then, reaching out felt impossible. The gap had grown too wide, the fear too strong. The third realization is the one that breaks them. They understood that your worth wasn't tied to them. Some people believe that when you truly love someone, you see them as an extension of yourself. And when they left, they assumed you'd diminish without their presence.
But you didn't. You expanded. You discovered parts of yourself they never knew existed. And that realization is devastating for them, because it means you were never dependent. You were just generous with your love. You chose them, and they mistook that choice for need. Now they see the truth. You were the gift, and they walked away from it. Think about this for a moment. When was the last time you felt truly seen? Not admired, not desired, but seen for all your complexity, your contradictions, your quiet strength. They're replaying every moment they had that with you, every moment they felt understood without explaining. And they're realizing something painful. They haven't felt that way since, and they might never feel it again. Here's another story. Someone came back after 2 years. They reached out with a casual message, testing the waters, and the person they left behind responded kindly but distantly.
No anger, no longing, just politeness. And that response said everything. It said, "I've healed." It said, "I've moved forward." It said, "You no longer have the power to hurt me." And in that moment, the person who came back realized they were facing a stranger, someone who looked familiar but felt completely different, someone who had grown beyond the version they remembered. And that's when the regret became unbearable. Now pause with me here, because there's something most people completely miss in this dynamic. The reason they're scared to return isn't just about rejection. It's about facing the truth of what they did. Coming back means admitting they were wrong, admitting they underestimated you, admitting they gave up something rare. And that level of vulnerability, it terrifies them because it strips away every justification they built, every story they told themselves about why leaving was the right choice. Reaching out means confronting their own failure.
And most people aren't ready for that. So what does this mean for you? What do you do with this knowledge? First, understand that their silence isn't proof you weren't enough. It's proof they're not ready to face what they lost. Their absence says more about their capacity than your value. Let that sink in. Second, don't wait for them to validate your growth. You don't need their acknowledgement to confirm your transformation. You've already become someone new, someone stronger. That truth exists whether they see it or not. Third, if they do reach out, take your time. You don't owe anyone immediate access to your life, not even someone who once meant everything. Healing creates boundaries. Respect yours. Ask yourself what you actually want, not what you wanted 6 months ago, not what you think you should want, what you want now. Fourth, recognize that not everyone who realizes your worth deserves a second chance.
Understanding what they lost doesn't undo the choice they made. Sometimes the lesson they needed to learn is that some doors close permanently. And that's not cruelty, that's consequence. Fifth, keep building the life that makes you feel alive, the life that doesn't revolve around whether they come back or stay gone. Because here's the real power. When you're genuinely happy, their return becomes optional instead of necessary. And that shift changes everything. They realized your worth the moment they saw you didn't need them to define it. They realized it when your silence spoke louder than your words ever did. They realized it when they looked for what you gave them in other people and came up empty. And yes, they're scared. Scared of rejection, scared of vulnerability, scared that they waited too long. But their fear isn't your responsibility. Your only responsibility is to keep honoring the person you've become. The person who survived their absence. The person who turned pain into power. That person? That's who you were all along. They just couldn't see it until you stopped trying to prove it. And by then, it was too late. Not because you're cruel, but because you finally understood something they're just now learning. Your worth was never up for debate. It was always there, waiting for you to claim it. And you did. Whether they come back or not, you already won.